What's the volume? Page 356 and 357. Matter takes up space. How can you measure the amount of space an object takes up? Active reading. As you read the next page, circle the name of a tool you can use to measure volume. Underline the units it uses. Let's go ahead and read this very first paragraph. An object's volume is the amount of space it takes up. To find the volume of a cube or a rectangular solid, multiply its length by its width and its height. The length, width, and the height of the small cube below are 1 centimeter. So it says do the math. You would put 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter down below. So if I was multiplying, I would go 1 times 1 times 1. It would take up 1 cubic centimeter for this one. What about if we put 2 times 2 times 2? What would the answer be for this one down below? So you want to write 2 for the length, 2 for the width, 2 for the height. What is 2 times 2 times 2? Go ahead and pause the video and try to figure it out. The answer is 8 cubic centimeters because 2 times 2 is 4. And then you would go 4 times 2 is 8. 8 cubic centimeters. Next paragraph. Use a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of a liquid. The units are in milliliters, ml. You can also use it to find the volume of a solid. Now in this paragraph, I found the piece for the act of reading. It said, as you read, circle the name of the tool that you can use to measure volume. Underline the units it measures. So pause the video and go ahead and do the active reading for this paragraph here. Now you should have circled graduated cylinder. You should have underlined the units it measures, which is milliliters. Okay, let's go down to the measure it part. Measure it. Read the level of the water in the graduated cylinder. This is the volume of the water. So if you're looking at the level of the water, how much is it measuring? Go ahead and write that on the line over on the left-hand side. Pause the video and write it there. You should have written 60 milliliters. Okay, now let's read the next part. Add a shell and read the volume again. This is the volume of the water and the shell. So looking at the graduated cylinder there, how much is that measurement there? Looks like they're counting up by 2s. So it looks like they're roughly 67 milliliters. So if this is 60 milliliters and this is 67 milliliters, you would put 67 milliliters on the volume of the water and shell. So it says now you subtract to find the volume of the shell. The volume of a solid is measured in cubic centimeters. 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. So just change milliliters to cubic centimeters. So let's go ahead and take 67 minus 60 milliliters. And that'll give us how many cubic centimeters it is. Pause the video and try to find the answer. You should have came up with 7 cubic centimeters or 7 milliliters. Hot and cold. At the beach, you can feel the difference between hot sand and cold water. How do you measure how warm something is? Active reading. As you read this page, circle the names of the temperature scales that are being compared. Let's pause the video really quick and write the vocab word that's down below. Temperature. Okay, let's go ahead and read. Temperature is a measure of how warm something is. You use a thermometer to measure temperature. The thermometers use a scale of numbers to show temperature. There are 2 scales that are frequently used. Most weather reporters use the Fahrenheit scale. On this scale, water becomes ice at 32 degrees. Water boils at 212 degrees. The other scale is the Celsius scale. On this scale, water becomes ice at 0 degrees. Water boils at 100 degrees. So now it said, as you read this page, circle the names of the temperature scales that are being compared. So there were 2 temperature scales that we had. Pause the video and make sure you circle the 2 temperature scales. You should have circled Fahrenheit and Celsius. Okay, let's look at the question down below. Which temperature does the thermometer show? Now we could do that in Celsius or Fahrenheit. So if we're looking at the thermometer over here, we can see the Celsius side. All these numbers over here are Celsius. And then the other side, this left-hand side, is the Fahrenheit side. Go ahead and write your answer down below. Pause the video. Okay, now if you were writing in Celsius, you would have had something about 23 degrees Celsius. Now if you were writing in Fahrenheit, it would be something about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're going to do the measure it on page 359. It says write the air temperature and water temperature on the lines. Then color the thermometer to show the temperature of the sand. So for this one, we are going to be writing the answer in degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. Down here, same thing. Then on the third one, we're looking at the sand temperature, and we're going to draw in a red line for 37 degrees Celsius. Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. Okay, let's go over the answers. You should have wrote 32 degrees Celsius and roughly 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Something really close to that. For the second one, you should have wrote 20 degrees Celsius and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. On the very last one, you should have brought your temperature gauge all the way up to 37 degrees Celsius, which is all the way up here, which is really close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if you're all done and want to do the extended learning, you're more than welcome to. You would do Sum It Up, Brain Check, and the Apply Concepts.